Hello, my name is Wendy Witcher, and today I'll be doing a book review on Brave Girl. This book was a 2014 Orbis Pictus honor book. The author is Michelle Markle, and the illustrator is Melissa Sweet. It was published by Balzar and Bray in 2013, and the genres are picture storybook, nonfiction, and historical fiction. It's 28 pages long and appropriate for kids ages 9 to 12. This book is about a girl named Clara, and the first page that I'm going to show you here shows Clara as a young woman along with her parents arriving as immigrants in New York City. And it does tell us that Clara knew very little English when she first came, and there's a shot there of getting off the ship into New York Harbor. Then the next page we're going to take a look at tells about Clara's job that she got shortly after arriving in the United States. It says that she was working in a clothing factory. I really like this page. Give you a close-up there. It's an aerial view of all the workers bent over their tables with sewing machines. I just really liked this viewpoint. I thought that was really creative. Liked that on the illustrator's viewpoint there. This just kind of tells some of the details about her job. They were very strict on being punctual. You could get fired if you were late. If you made mistakes, you got in trouble. Shows a little bit of imperfection there on the sewing. Here you see a padlock. The workers were locked in the factory during the day. I thought that was a little strange and disturbing. Here it shows that even though Clara was doing manual labor during the day, she had an appetite for learning. She would go to the library and take classes in the evening, and I thought that was remarkable considering how tired she had to be, the hard work, and the very long hours. Eventually, she realized that something had to be done about the bad working conditions. She encouraged her fellow workers to strike and to demand better pay, better conditions. This details some of the things that happened to her. She was beaten, handcuffed, arrested many times. She had bruises at many different times from these incidents that she tried to hide from her parents. She didn't want them to worry, but those things happened to her nonetheless. Here we see a rally, a citywide rally that she went to for union workers. And she was the only one who stood up and called for a citywide sit-out that they would strike. And so it was because of her speaking out and saying that they really needed to do this for their voices to be heard, that's what happened. The last thing is, after the story, I really like when authors include pages like this that give some background information, give some specific dates and things that happen, just background information that they base the book on. So that's here in these pages at the end. I really enjoyed that. The personal reflection that I had for this is just that it's a great way to teach kids about how workers had to fight for their rights early on. I really tied this book into another historical fiction book that I have read. It's more for adults. It's called Daughter of the Loom, and it's part of a trilogy by Judith Miller and Tracy Peterson. And it takes place around the turn of the century and talking about some of the horrible conditions that workers in the clothing industry had to deal with. And the activity that I would have students do for this is to do a little bit of research on a certain union and what kind of workers that union protects and what certain rights that union guarantees their workers, and have them write an approximately one-page little report on that. So I thought this was a great way to introduce students to unions and how far we've come in the treatment of our workers.